Kevin, tonight is the Salute to Champions at the Town & Country Hotel here in Mission Valley. For the past few weeks, we've been showing segments and features of all the inductees into the Breitbart Hall of Fame, a very cool honor for all of these people.
And our last one coming up now, Junior Seau. Don't know that need to say a whole lot more, but Junior Seau clearly deserves to be into the Breitbart Hall of Fame.
Take a look.
There has perhaps never been a bigger star than Junior Seau to be inducted into the Breitbart Hall of Fame. That's because there has never been a bigger star to come from San Diego. First at Oceanside High, and later for 12 years with the Chargers, Seau dominated whatever field he was on.
Growing up here, I knew of Junior, Oceanside High School product, multi-sport athlete, something that I thought was really cool and respected, that he's not just a football player, but he can play basketball. He can do whatever he wants. You know, he can surf, he can do it all. He just pours heart and soul. Him and Rodney get to watch those defenses back in the day, and they didn't have the winning record, but they just had the toughness and the character that defined, you know, the San Diego Chargers at that time.
Seau was traded from the Chargers to the Miami Dolphins in 2003 and later ended up in New England, where he was Neil's teammate. There, even at the end of his career, and as he would join the Patriots in the middle or even near the end of 2008 and 2009, the work ethic and character that made Seau a certain Pro Football Hall of Famer remained vividly on display.
He's probably one of the most inspirational people I've ever been around. Anything he says, you just sit there and you listen, and he just gets you fired up. You know what he says he means, and he's going to go out there and give everything, and that's what Junior, I mean, if he didn't break his arm, if it was just, you know, a fracture instead of hanging there, he'd still be playing, you know, and he played through his shoulder injuries, and I mean, this guy is just tough, and man, he's inspirational by his words, but also his actions.
Seau's legacy, of course, extended beyond football. Over the past 20 years, his Junior Seau Foundation has raised and contributed more than $4 million, primarily to help local youth. Seau had found a way out of poverty and remained committed to helping the next generation of kids who were born into a similar situation.
Certainly, Junior was someone that, as a professional athlete in San Diego and ultimately playing at the same period of time, totally revered what he stood for and how he went about his business. The impact that he had on the youth in Oceanside and around the San Diego community was one to follow, and then having the opportunity to be around at Tony Gwynn, it was like having two big brothers that were allowing you to show you how to do things. And so, and that was one facet of Junior, but his enthusiasm for life really is one that is challenging for us as we look at Junior's legacy to an extent. But when he was around kids, he wanted to teach them. He wanted to show them the right way of doing things. And so I understand that might be difficult to hear that when we say his enthusiasm for life, but he really impacted the people around him and how to cherish each and every moment.
Certainly, given the events of last May 2nd, when Seau took his life, it can be difficult to reconcile his legacy. He was larger than life to so many, for so many years, and yet, in the end, we were left to ponder some things that were not all they seemed. Seau's lasting impact, in fact, may end up being that his death could help bring about much-needed change in how the NFL deals with head injuries and their effects, as well as drawing attention to the difficulties faced by former players in transitioning from their football careers. In May, at a celebration of Seau's life, former Charger Dan Fouts addressed that.
And with all tragedies, there are lessons to be learned. Lessons that must be learned by all of us. The lesson here is, if you need help, get help. It's out there.
This past September, Seau became just the third player to ever have his number retired by the Chargers. He will in 2015 almost certainly be elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the first year he is eligible. His 268 career games, spanning 20 seasons, are the most ever for an NFL linebacker. He made the Pro Bowl 10 consecutive seasons while with the Chargers, and it is clear that he is remembered most by those who played with him for the type of teammate he was.
Man, he was just a wild man, and it was fun to play with him and fun to be inspired by him, and I'm tremendously honored to be going into the Hall of Fame the same year as him. He did things with words, but also actions, and the amount of people he helped over his career, the amount of people that he got in the right place, I think that is just amazing. And if you want to be someone who is inspirational and remembered in your community, look at Junior Seau and see all the great things that he has done. And I don't think he'll be able to match it, but give it a good shot.